Let us make div, enter, label password, something password the student will get some credentials to log in. Okay, see here, the student is able to give the username and the password. After that, the user have to log in into the examination. So to log in into the examination, we need one button, div. So here it is showing button, click login, login. Button means the button element will be binded in the site. On click, the login function we are calling. This is the text in the button we have to show. Some different text. Login to exam, like the meaningful name. See, login to exam. So making that this is an examination section. So now let us add some space. Like I want to get middle this login form to middle. So this is the body section. Okay, this is the body. I am making the whole elements in the one main division. These are the divisions I have. Control X, Control V, Control S. So this is the main division. I am making it as a class is equal to login page. Okay. So now the login page is created. The division name login page. Now I am making this division. We have three elements, child elements are there. In the main division class we have three child elements, which is one child element is username, one child element is password, another child element is button. So let us make some looking good feel of the login page. See here the body part are also, when I give the background color, background color red or okay, this will look better. Let us give some background color to body. Class is equal to background. Exam pattern.css will have background, background color will be ash, control V, control Z. Which color we give? You can choose multicolors by clicking this square box. Okay, copy this color, control C, you give here, and next background is set. After that we have to align these all elements, adding some spaces, uh, moving it to the center. So this is the login page. This is the parent element. Div class is equal to login page. Under the parent element we have three children. Okay, in the children we have these labels, two labels. Okay, so we don't bother about this now. So we have three children. I'm making the parent tag to align the children elements, display flex. See here, whenever you give the display flex, the elements are aligned side by side. Initially, there is no gap between these things. Okay, so the login form will be always aligned with the row. So flex direction also one property is flex direction column. Okay, so we want the flex direction will be column. See now, aligned like a column. 1, 2, 3. Whenever you give flex direction row means the elements will be aligned side by side. So initially whenever you give display flex, the default flex direction will be row. Okay, I want a column direction. So we need some space. The gap should be some pixel. We will give some pixel or percentage, no problem. We can give 10 px. Some px is added. Okay. See, the gap between the columns is 10 px. Okay, this is fine. And also align item center. Okay, so whenever you give the in the display flex align item center, the whole division so the width of the screen is 100%. It will go to the center, align item center. Next, I am copying these styles. Control C. Exam pattern.html. To the login page, we have to give login page. Save. Control S. Save. Okay. Let us make some top 10% okay, top will be applied to only the position relative and absolute, right? So top is not like that. So give margin. We will give the margin top. We want to give some 50% of the screen. 50% is too much. 49, 25%. Okay, it is looking better. And give in the HTML give one text like paragraph. Log into the examination section. Okay, let us make it bold. B. I am making this text to bold. Control X, Control B, Control S. So the text will be bolded. Whenever you give the element B between the content is always shown in the bolded text. Okay. Log into the examination. We are telling that username you have to give, password you have to give. Whenever you click on the login to exam, the student is able to log into the examination section. Okay. Next, okay, it is fine. You can give margin top anything wherever you want to place the login form. It will be there. So see, whenever you give the display flex, the elements are aligned in neat pattern in the good way. The gap will be 10px. Whenever you highlight this property, it is highlighting the gaps of the elements. 10px, it is showing right. The highlighted blue color is the gap. Align element center. For suppose the division is, whenever you give a division, the elements will be, the division section width will be 100% to the screen of the device. Okay, whenever you give the span or paragraph element, the width will be applied fixed to the content of the elements. So whenever when we give the paragraph element, let us see here. It is not applied the whole width of the screen because this is a paragraph element. Whenever you give the div element, see here, this div element is applied to the total width of the screen. These are called block elements. Block elements means it will reserve one block of the width of the screen. P element means this is also in a block element. Like a span elements will be applied to the content of the width of the content only. Span elements. Okay, let's not bother about that. So now our elements are aligned in the neat column pattern. When you give the flex, the direction will be column. Gap between them is align item center. Always it will apply to the center of the screen. Next one. So now the student is able to give username and password. Let us add some functionality. After that, what we have to do? So whatever the functionality we want to do, we have to write in the JavaScript code. Without JavaScript, we can't make this website live. So whenever I click on this login to exam button, dragging this one in the console, uncaught reference login is not defined. HTML button element dot click. This is a class element. From this class element only button element is coming. Okay, so this is the login. So we defined a function but not declared in JavaScript function, JavaScript file. Let us declare function login. Okay, so function login is created. So HTML will understand that whenever you give a syntax like this, we have a login function. There will be some function to perform on click of this button. We are telling that whenever you click on the button on click is equal to login, there will be some function in the JavaScript file. It will search in the script tags where the login function exists. Without any JavaScript binding here, the HTML won't understand. We have a login function. Okay, so here we declared, we assigned a function here, but in the JavaScript function it is not found. Then we get the error when you click on this one. It is searching for the login, but it can't found. So I declared here login function. Let us. So what is the meaning here login to exam? We have to get the username what the student type here, and we have to get the password also what the password the student typed. Then we have to get the username and the password. Then click on the login to exam. We have to validate the username and password. If we give the correct username and password, then both username and password matches and correct, we have to log into exam. Let us write the code. Let we have to declare a variable to store the username. Document dot get element by id quotations username dot value. In the HTML, let us see. Input type text, ID, username. We gave the ID to identify the placeholder. The placeholder will be you. Enter your username. Value will be initially empty. Okay. Here also we can give attributes anywhere, like where we want with the space. Okay. Next, placeholder. Enter your password. Here you see the type is text, means it will bind the input to enter some data. But here you see the type is password, means it will bind the input element only, but the type is password. Password means whenever you enter any content, the content will be hidden because you give the type password. Okay, the content is always in the dots only. That is the use of this type is equal to password. Basically, it is an input, means it will accept the input from the keyboard. It will show the content in the type password. This is the just normal text. Type is equal to the input will be shown in the text. Okay, now our main aim is to get the username and password, validate the username and password matches, then enter into the examination section. Next, username, we are getting the username stored, password also we are storing. Okay, and next, start always showing predictions. And next, if username is equal to admin, predictions are the okay. Okay, let us check the username is equal to username double is equal to my username will be, you can give double is equal to or triple is equal to, because it will, when you give double is equal to, it will just check the content, means the content matches or not. If you give triple is equal to, it will check the content and the type of the value. For suppose my text is Raju Dasari. My username is Raju Dasari, and password is double is equal to 123456. Okay, saving, and then we log in. Our main aim is to log into the examination section. Okay, here again come to HTML. So now alert, remove this one, we don't need. So in the alert box we see login successful, let us test. So in the if condition, you know that we have to check the conditions in the if. Here you write the conditions where username variable triple is equal to Raju Dasari and password triple is equal to this one. Okay, the and condition means both username and password should equal to the values. Okay, so when you give or condition, whether username or password. Any one of these two conditions, if one is passed, then it enter into the login successful. It won't check with the password is equal to 123456. If username is Raju Dasari, it enter into the alert box. It don't check with the password because any of the condition is passed between the or, then it enter into the alert box because the condition is true. If we enter the code when the condition is true, so and means both should match. And means both should match, conjunction properties. So in the earlier classes we learned that operators. Double ampersand means both should true conditions. Okay. Username Raju Dasari. Password will be 123456. Log into exam. See here. Login successful. Okay. Now, so alert box we don't need. We have to enter into the examination section. So this is the login page. Let us minimize here. In the next section, div, the next one, div class is equal to exam section division. So this is a login page. Whenever you enter into the site, so examination section, whenever the user successfully logged in, the student successfully logged in. After that, one paragraph element. What will be the heading we have to put? So initially, okay, let us think after the small text. Okay, now I am opening the division. One division I am opening. In my division, I have paragraph element to show the question, any question. So first question I want to show some questions. Who invented the JavaScript? One question will be like this. So the question will be displayed like this. See, who invented the JavaScript? The first question is like this. But we have to show these questions whenever the username and password is validated only. Okay, come to JavaScript. So if the username and password is wrong, we have to go to else block. Else alert logged in failed. Student credentials not found. Like this. Whenever you give the wrong username, whenever you click student credentials not found, so you can't able to go to examination section. And then in the HTML, initially we want to show the login page only, so we have to hide this one. Okay, to hide a division in our HTML, in the CSS we have to give display none. Display examination section, initially we have to display none control S. See, initially we hide it because the student is not logged in. So I hide the user examination section. See, the element is there, but it is not displaying. Okay. So initially we are hiding the division. Then the exam pattern, go to exam pattern. After logging in, 1 minute. Okay, where we stop? Okay, examination section. Now, so our aim is to, whenever the student correctly logged in, here the student logged in, after clicking the button, we give the functionality that we are validating the username and password. So in the button click, so here is the successful code. When the user gave the right username and password, after that this code will be run, right? So in this section, we have to enable the examination section display. Okay, get the, so for this division, I am giving one ID to identify exam section, like a small like this one, meaningful exam section, copying. So after successful login means let exam section division. We are getting examination section division. Document dot get element by ID exam scc. Okay. Dot. So after that getting of the element dot, there is a access specifier style. For this element we have to give the style display block. Display initially we gave in the css display none. So now I am giving display block. After successful only this code will run after successful credentials, otherwise it go to the else. So let us examination section is equal to, otherwise this is not enough, we don't want to store, we are just applying styles, right? So nothing, no need of storing. Here we need to store because we want to compare with the string, that's why here we just applied the style, right? We don't need to store anything. Document dot get element by id examination section dot style means it will apply style to the exam section id element. Display, which property display, block or flex or something, anything you want, like margin also you can give here. Same as it is, but this is the JavaScript syntax to apply styles to the HTML elements. Okay, now let us see. I am giving wrong credentials. Clicking on login to student credentials not found. Okay, now questions is not enabled, but I give a correct credentials. Raju Dasari 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Both matches only. Log into exam. Now see the questions are enabled. Okay. So here the JavaScript will take care of the logical part. Whatever the logics we give. So the whatever the functionality we want to assume, anything in your mind, we have to write the logic in the JavaScript. So HTML and CSS will take care of just displaying of the elements. Nothing live. It is not a live website with HTML and CSS. Without JavaScript, our website is not a useful website. Okay, next. Let us add some questions. In the HTML, we will introduce, we have to see one input type radio. Input type radio. So all our exams will be based on the optional type only, right? Input type is equal to radio. Okay. So these element have some attributes. Okay. I don't know answer. Brandon H. Netscape is the lab, I think. JavaScript by Brendan Each. Netscape Lab. Okay. So input type radio, name is equal to question 1, value is equal to A. Let us remove here. We don't need a value initial. Okay. So I'm commenting this one to see the questions is binded correctly or not. Okay. Okay. Remove this one. Yeah. So now see. Okay. We are able to click Brendan each. The correct answer will be this one. So we have some more options. Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control S. So change the names. Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Bill Gates. Okay. So now see, we have some options to this question. Then the student will select the options here. See. So here one mistake will be there when you give the name. This one is Q2, this one is Q1, this one is Q4. Some different names whenever you give, this will be an not a correct syntax because here I am selecting all options are selected. So this is not a checkbox. When it is a checkbox, we can select multiple. So name will be always same for the question. Name should be equal. Equal names will be given. Okay, and then value will be empty. The options we give here. Okay, and another question we will add the division. Control C, Control V. Another question will be which is the correct syntax. Save. This one will be question 2. Name should be unique to the question. Should be Q2. Q2. Okay. Because of this question 1 options, these are all question 1 options. So name should be equal to Q1, Q1, Q1. Other one also you will give, but give the same name to the options. Here also. These 4 are options to this question. Now here this is not based on the question. This is based on the radio types. Means for suppose if you want to select a gender, you will give male, female in the input type radio buttons. So the name should be gender or gender. Okay. If you give the name different names, it will select the multiple values in the radio. Radio button functionality to select only one element, one option only. So give the name with the same. Okay, next saving. This is the question 2. Saving, which is the correct syntax means I want to give let var is equal to 10. This is the correct syntax I want to show. Var var should be a keyword. Var x is equal to var is equal to 20. Var let is equal to equal to 40. So in this one, we have to select the correct one. After that, so here the examination section, this is the element. After that, button, say conflict, submit the test, or get score. This is a submit function. We have to declare this submit function in JavaScript file, because whenever the user submit the exam, function submit. Okay. See, the button is enabled to get the score. Next, now this is our main part to write the logic to select the identify the select correct answers in these options and give the score to the student. So up to now, any doubts you have?
No, I don't have any
Okay,
doubt.
clear cut, right? Clear cut. How we can use JavaScript. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So now we have to write some logic. First of all, what is the logic behind getting the correct answer and giving the student the score? First of all, these questions are invented. These questions are given by us only. The developers will decide what are the questions, or some organization, the student, some school teachers or something. They will decide the questions, uh, and the answers are also given to the developers. Okay. Whenever they give the question and the options, they will also give the which is the correct answer. Without knowing the correct answers, the developer should not give the score to the student. So we will get the information everything from the organization or any school or any institution. We will collect the correct answers for these questions to show the score. Okay. For this one, for the first question means this input rate just a normal paragraph element. We don't have any connection to the options and the question. The way we are showing that this is the first one paragraph and next one radio buttons. It will consider only the radio buttons. We given the same name. Whenever you give the same name to the four options, it will consider the whole the four radio buttons belong to the one category. These are also the four buttons will be considered to the one category. In the same way, you see the registration pages, male and female, only radio buttons will be there, right? So, first suppose when you give the name Q1 to the let x equal to 100, the these five options will be considered as a same block. Okay, the radio buttons will always depend on the names only. When you give the 10 elements name equal, the 10 elements will be considered as a one section of the radio buttons. Okay, you can go to W3 schools and radio button. The simple the simple logics are also there. You can check. You will get the clear idea. Let us show you radio button. We have some. See here. Please select your web page HTML 6100. Submit. Favorite language 100. Here see, please select your age. This is just a normal paragraph element. The input type is radio. Name should be age, age, age. So the user will select the age because the name, whenever you give the name here also age, here also age, name is equal to age means the four options will be considered as a consider that these four radio buttons belong to the come under the section age only. Okay, so based on the name we will divide the options. Okay, going this one. Nothing much is there. This is just a radio button like this one. Where we have right. Okay. Now, first of all, let us store the correct answers here. For the first question, Brendan age. For the second question, let us equal to 10. So these are the right answers. Let us store here. Whenever we click on the submit only, the code we have to run. That's why I am writing here in the submit function only. Let us store the correct answers. Correct answers. Let correct answers is equal to, I told you that when you want to store a multiple collection of data, we have to give it in the object. See, the object is created by opening curly braces and closing with curly braces. In those we have keys and values. This is the key, this is the value. Whenever you access through the key, we will get the value. So the syntax will be, for now, my key should be question 1 followed by colon, or key is question 1 and the value should be question 1 answer is Brendan age. I am storing the correct answers first. So for the question 1, the answer is Brendan age. For the question 2, the answer is, let x is equal to 10. That one only, right? Let x is equal to 10. Whenever you give the code like let x equal to 10, it will consider as a string because in the double quotes we give. Without the double quotes, it will also identify that this is the keyword or something error will get. In the string, when the whole part will be taken as a string and not a JavaScript code. Okay. So now we have a correct answers. We have a key. Whenever you write the exam, we will check the key, right? Like that. Okay. Now we have the key. Now, now we have to compare these correct answers after checking these. After checking, I selected this one. After checking the get score, we have to get the selected answer belongs to the section question 1 and section question 2. These are all name belongs to question 2 Q2. These are all belongs to Q1. Okay. So we have to get which option is selected in the name of Q1 and which option is selected in the name of Q2. Okay. So let us assume that we give name here Q1, right? Let it be the JavaScript. We can give any key value. I want to give it as a Q2. Control Z. Q1. Name should be Q1. The name should be Q2. Which will be easy to identify because both names are same. Okay. The key value is Q1. The first question 1 answer this one answer. Okay. Next one. Let total questions is equal to correct answers dot length. Let us check. Console dot log of total questions means we have to get the length. How many questions are there? For now we have two questions. See here we got undefined because the length property will be exist only in the array only for not object. So we want to get how many questions in this object means we have to give object dot keys of correct answers. Okay, so this will get the keys of the correct answers in the object q1, q2. Let us print total questions. I am removing the length. Okay, let us see what is the length printed. Click on 2. So length should be 2 because we get the 2. So first question, second question. In this object, we have two keys. Object dot keys means it will it will get the object dot keys in the array. I will remove and show you. Control S. Clicking the get score. See, in the array we got 0 index q1, first index q2. The length is 2. So the length property will always work on the array only. Object dot keys of correct answers is returning the array. In that array it is accessing the length. What is object? Object means it is a type, means it will read the curly braces and closing braces. Within the content it will read. Object dot keys means it will get that how many keys are there. Keys of the correct answer in the which object correct answers object. So it will get the length. A total we have two questions. Now we got the count of the total questions. Okay. Next, let the score will be 0. Initially, the user score will be 0. Okay. Now, we have the for loop. To loop the total questions, what are the user will select. For let I is equal to 0. Predictions are little better. సో ప్రిడిక్షన్స్ ఆఫ్ చేసేసిన అది ప్రిడిక్షన్స్ ఏమైనా చూపిస్తుంది. ఫర్ ఇప్పుడు మనకు వచ్చేసి టోటల్ క్వశ్చన్స్ లో లెంగ్త్ ఉంది మనకి ఇప్పుడు. ఓకే, టోటల్ క్వశ్చన్స్ లో లెంగ్త్ ఉంది కాబట్టి మనం ఫర్ లూప్ యూస్ చేసి లూప్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అనమాట.
How much time it will take to finish off?
Uh, in 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Okay, okay.
Is she going to join or let us continue?
No, no, she asked us to continue. She'll join whenever.
Okay, okay. So first we have to take the value. What is the value? Which option value we selected? We have to get the value. So for the input radio buttons, we have one pattern to get the value. For the input tags, we get like this: document.getElement by ID, username value, right? For input radio buttons, we have to get the values like this: let selected or checked value. Checked value is equal to document dot. See here, query selector document dot get element by ID like this. We have another function, query selector of. Let us make this. Okay, I will explain this one. So query selector means it identify the document dot get element by ID means getting the elements by ID. It will check all the HTML elements, and where this username ID is found, it will get that element. For the radio elements, for suppose we don't have IDs because multiple options are also there. So the way to get the checked radio button value, we have to give in the query selector. Query selector is, it will identify the syntax where this input is found. Means here the input followed by array means in the array this is a attribute where the name attribute q1 is checked. It will select it will find all the name q1 input elements. Which one is selected? Checked means, let us show you. Here I checked Mark Zuckerberg. Go to elements, hover on this element, open the division. Here, this is the input tag. So here we checked the Mark Zuckerberg. Okay, then let us console the value. Is it printed or not? Console
Dot login.
dot log of check the value. Okay, in the console, Mark Zuckerberg in 21 line. Okay, in 21 line nothing is printed because in the HTML we didn't give value. Value is empty. Brandon H. Whatever the text we have to give. Mark Zuckerberg, Control C, Control V. Elon Musk, Control C, value should be Elon Musk. Bill Gates, value should be Bill Gates. Okay, in the same way we have to give the values. Control C. The values we have to give in the radio button to get the which is the selected value. Control V. Where let is equal to 30. X let is equal to 40. Control V, Control S. Okay. Now let us check the checked value. For name is equal to Q1 only. Brandon H. See, we got the value of the selected checkbox. Mark Zuckerberg, get score, we got the Mark Zuckerberg. Bill Gates, I selected, we got the Bill Gates. So let us check this one. We let x equal to 10. See here. See here. The 4 names are equal. That's why it limited to this section. Then it is highlighting this one. Next, again, when you select this 4 names, again if I make this one also question 1, let us see what will happen. Here I selected. Here I selected. This is also question 1. This is also name is question 1. See, the checkboxes is disappeared because the 5 are belonging to the name Q1 only. Okay. So the radio buttons will depend on the Q1. So, sorry, name. The radio buttons is always depend on the name. Question 2. That's why it is highlighting, it is limited here, and then it will consider these 4 as an options. Let s equal to 10. Get score. But I got only Bill Gates only value. Because in the JavaScript file, in the query selector, we gave find out the input tag. Find out the input tag with the name attribute. This is the syntax we have to give in the query selector. So with the name is equal to Q1 colon which one is selected, checked. Internally the radio button will add a checked property. Will add a checked property here. It is not showing here. It is not showing here. Some checked property will be added. So internally the checked property is there, which is the selected one. So just to follow the colon checked. This is the way to find out the selected value of the radio buttons. Just to follow the syntax. Input tag followed by name is equal to Q1. Which one is selected? This is the syntax to identify the checked value of the radio buttons. Dot value. We will get the value. Okay. Control C. This is Q1. Okay. This is Q1 because the name is Q1. Next one Q2. So now we have the question 1 and question 2 values, whatever the values we selected. Okay. Next, we have to check the correct answers. So, if just condition open and close. So now here what is happening? We have the question 1 variable here. We got the question 1 selected value radius. In the 4 radio buttons, we have the selected value. We will get the question 1. Which option is user selected here? So now we have to compare the question 1 answer with key. Okay. So this is the question 1 selected by the student. Triple is equal to correct answers dot Q1. So we will get the student selected value and comparing with the key. Okay. Let the score 0. Initially we initialize the score with the number type 0. So when question 1 is correct answer, score plus plus. Score అనేది increment by 1. The syntax is equal to score plus 1 means 0. Initially 0 plus 1 means 1. Score is equal to 1. Otherwise we will give this syntax also. We can give like this also. We know, right? So let it be score plus plus. Increased by 1. Score increase in 1. Another condition I have to give. If question 2 triple is equal to correct answer dot Q2, again it will increase the score by 2. Okay, now let us see the score. Console.log of score. In the console go, I selected Brandon H and I selected where let is equal to 30, get score. Our score is 1. If I select the let x equal to 10, score is 2. Two answers are correct. Let us print exam pattern. After division, this is examination section, right? After button paragraph, we have to show the result to the student. Result control S. Next here in the submit function, document.getElement by id inner HTML is document.getElement by id result. We give the id result inner HTML or inner text. Both are equal. Inner text is equal to opened by tilde symbol. You know the syntax how to combine our normal string with the variables. This is also fine. You got the score out of total questions. Total questions is this one. We will get the count of the number of questions are there from this object. Let us check. Brendan age where 20 get scored. You scored 1 out of 2. If you select again this one, you scored 2 out of 2. Okay. Let it make first tick. In the exam pattern.cs display none. A fully functioned exam pattern system. Let it be a Raju Dasari and the password is 123456. Log into exam. We have to hide this one after login. Okay. So after login means this is the login function. The code will be run when you click the button login. After login, after successful, we have to display block of the examination section and hide the login page. Login section display none. See here document element by id login section style display none. Raju Dasari 1 2 3 4 5 6 log into exam. I think this ID is not correct or there is no ID here. ID is equal to login section. We give only class, that's why it is not hidden. Again test Raju Dasari 1 2 3 4 5 6 login to exam. See, the login page is hidden and the questions enabled. When you click on the Brendan age and you click on the wrong answer here, you will get the score. Otherwise, choose one, you will get the score. You will score 2 out of 2. Okay? When you give the wrong credentials, when you are trying to exam, student credentials are not found. Okay. Then you give the correct one. Raju Dasari 1 2 3 4 5 6 log into exam. The exam will be open. The student will select the answers, correct answers, and get the score. Okay. Yeah. Any doubt?
No.
Is it okay, right?
Yes.
So, I wrote the whole code in the same Git repository. I will push the code. You can put. Okay.
Oh, sure.
See here. These are all the changes. These are untracked files. I am committing exam pattern. I am committing the message. Always click on the always when you commit. Sync changes. Whenever we click on the sync changes, the code will push. So now check the repository. You will get the code. I will share the repository code. Refresh in the organic site. We got see the exam pattern.html and exam pattern.css.js. Just run the exam pattern.html file. Go to the Visual Studio Code and open the exam pattern.html file and click on the go live. When you click on the JS file go live, it will show the total files. Go to the HTML file and click on the go live only. Then it will run the whole page. When you go to this one, you will find the code we wrote, examination pattern.js. Here the whole code you got, right? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, fine. You can practice the logic what I wrote and try to understand. If you have any doubt, we can discuss tomorrow.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.